What if I told you that you don't need to change your life overnight? That greatness isn't built in sudden leaps, but in quiet, invisible steps you take when no one's watching? Most people chase massive transformation and burn out by week 2. But what if the real secret was simpler? What if you just needed to be 1% better than yesterday? Imagine this. You're standing at the bottom of a staircase so tall, it disappears into the clouds. You want to climb it, but it feels overwhelming. So you hesitate. You sit down. You say, maybe tomorrow. Days pass, then weeks. And still, you wait. Waiting for motivation, for the perfect day, for a miracle. But what if I told you, you didn't need to leap to the top? That real transformation doesn't come from huge breakthroughs, but from something ridiculously simple. Just 1 step per day. That's it. This is the power of the 1% daily upgrade. We live in a culture obsessed with dramatic transformation. Lose 20 pounds in a week. Start a $1 million business in 30 days. Reinvent your life overnight. Sounds exciting, right? But let me ask you, how many of those overnight reinventions actually stick? Most of us try to change everything all at once. Wake up at 5 a.m., eat nothing but celery and air, read 10 books a week, meditate while doing push-ups, and after 3 days, we crash harder than a phone at 1% battery. The truth? Massive change looks sexy, but it's unsustainable for most real, messy humans like you and me. And when we fail, we don't just quit the habit. We start to believe we are the problem. But you're not lazy. You're just trying to leap before you've learned to walk. Here's where the 1% rule flips everything. It says this: you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be 1% better than yesterday. That's it. It might sound underwhelming, too small to matter, but let me show you how powerful this really is. If you improve by just 1% every day, by the end of the year, you won't be 3 times better or 10 times better. You'll be 37 times better. That's compound growth. The same concept that builds wealth, builds habits, builds discipline, builds you. Let's talk about Leo. Leo was stuck in the all or nothing mindset. He'd make ambitious plans like, I'll run 10 miles a day and write a novel before lunch. By day 2, he was binge watching shows while eating chips with chopsticks to avoid greasing the remote. Then one night, Leo heard this idea. Just 1% better. He rolled his eyes, but tried it. Day 1, drank water after waking up. That's it. Day 2, did 5 push-ups. Day 3, read 2 pages of a book. Day 4, said no to 1 distraction. And slowly, things began to shift. He didn't feel like a different person overnight, but after a few weeks, he noticed something weird. He didn't hate mornings. His mind felt clearer. He actually missed habits when he skipped them. And after 3 months, Leo had transformed, not by force, but by momentum. So, what's actually happening here? It's not magic. It's psychology, neuroplasticity. Every time you repeat a small action, your brain wires itself to expect it, like carving a tiny groove in your mind. Do it enough, and it becomes a highway. Dopamine hits. Small wins give you tiny rewards. That dopamine spike reinforces the behavior. No need for fireworks. A simple, you did it, is enough. Identity shift habits change what you do. But more importantly, they change how you see yourself. I read becomes, I'm a reader. I work out becomes, I'm someone who shows up for myself. So what does 1% look like in real life? Instead of an hour workout, do 10 squats while brushing your teeth. Instead of journaling a full page, write 1 sentence about your day. Instead of trying to meditate like a monk, breathe deeply for 30 seconds. Instead of reading a book a week, read one paragraph. 1% is the I have no excuses version of progress. It's the even on my worst day, I can still do this system. And that's what makes it unstoppable. Because consistency beats intensity every time. Remember, big effort that burns out in 3 days equals 0 progress. Tiny effort that repeats equals transformation. Now, fair warning, there are enemies of this process. Perfectionism. It says, if I can't do it all, I shouldn't do anything. But perfectionism isn't a high standard. It's a fear of failure wearing a fancy suit. Impatience. You won't see results immediately. That's normal. Trust the math. Trust the system. Comparison. You'll be tempted to compare your 1% to someone else's 100%, but you don't know their day one. Focus on yours. So, what if today you didn't try to change everything? What if you just chose one tiny upgrade? One small action that's so easy, it's impossible to fail. Something that says, I showed up. I did my 1%. Because here's the truth. You don't need a total reboot. You don't need to fix your whole life this week. You just need to keep moving. Slowly, steadily, 1% at a time. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll look back and barely recognize the person you used to be. If this message hit home, if you've ever felt stuck, tired of starting over, or overwhelmed by change, then this channel is for you. Stick around. We break down powerful ideas like this every week with simple language, engaging visuals, and tools you can actually use. Subscribe, drop a comment telling me your 1% upgrade for today, and remember, big change starts small. Start now. Just 1%.